Hey, X Answers, Anthony and Rose. Today we're covering East Coast swing. Now we've done a lot of videos for West Coast swing, we've a whole bunch of two-step and everything, but now East Coast swing is that dance where you can use it not only to country music, but to pop or rock or blues or R&B, like you're going to a wedding, right? Maybe not if you're getting married, but you're going to somebody's wedding. East Coast swing is a really useful dance. It should be really easy to learn, so stick around. We're gonna take you from the basic step, and then for those of you who dance East Coast swing, we're gonna give you a completely new way to look at it and make everything beyond this point a whole lot easier for you. All right, so we're going to demonstrate the basic steps and then we're going to break it down for you. If you guys have never danced East Coast swing, we're going to go from the basic. But if you have danced East Coast swing, stick around to them because we're going to give you guys a completely different way to look at East Coast swing that's going to forever and ever change the way that you dance it. Now, upcoming, there's a couple things coming up. Now, down here in the description, there's going to be a link where we are actually traveling around the country doing boot camps, two-step boot camps, and going out dancing. So if you want to check those out, there's probably one close to you. Click on the link down below. And last thing, if you guys have not yet subscribed, what's up? Like, we post some cool two-step, West Coast swing, all that stuff here. So hit the subscribe and the bell button. That way you guys will know when something awesome has happened. All right, so here's the plan for this video. In East Coast swing, there are only 3 things you can do. Later on, there's a 4th, but we're gonna break down each one of those 3 things. But stick around to the end because what we're gonna do is we're gonna take those 3 things and show you how that's gonna tie into everything else you're gonna do in this dance, okay? So stick around from the beginning. We're gonna break down the basic step and the 2 variations of the turns, and then we're gonna start expanding from there. So, basic step, we're gonna start this from a 2-hand hold, and the first thing we're gonna do is a triple step. For those of you who don't know other forms of dance, we could also call this a chasse. Leader's gonna start with the left foot, followers with the right, and we're gonna go side together, side. So side together, side, and that's gonna be the first 2 counts. Then we're just gonna go a triple step back the other way for side together, side again, and then we're gonna do a small rock step. Guys, left foot, ladies, right foot, and we're gonna go rock and replace. So if we counted this, it's going to be 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. We're gonna let you watch that from this side. So we're gonna go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. Triple step, rock step. Okay, so let's talk about swing dance hold. Now we were starting this holding 2 hands, but if we were in a basic dance hold like from our other dances, and then we went to promenade, which is where we're facing outwards, we're just gonna release this hand and put it down. So now we've created a nice V shape with our bodies, but I take my middle 2 fingertips and I place it into our arm, or hand, sorry, and then we're just gonna relax that arm and put it down. So now, there's break dancing going on over there on that side, but
do the worm.
What we're gonna do from this side is now, since we're facing open, we do our triple step and our triple step, and then we do the rock step. We're not gonna break away from each other so much. We're actually gonna rock back to where we're almost kind of moving together. So I've seen some people teach this as where they're facing each other, and then when they do the rock step, they swing open. Just, don't do that. But so we're just gonna keep that open like this, and we keep that V shape. Now, East Coast swing can be a rotational dance, so you would just triple step, and rock step, and you would have that rotating. Of course, you can rotate in either direction. That's not what this video is about, but we can do that either way. But for today, for this class, we're just gonna do it side to side. So that is your basic step. Triple step, rock step. Now, the thing that I want to point out here is that is 6 beats of music. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. But we're not going to teach it as 6 beats of music. It is 6 beats of music, but we're going to teach it as 3 sections of 2 beats of music. This will make a whole lot of sense later on, so just bear with me for a second. So we're going to count this as section 1, section 2, and section 3, okay? So for those of you who have danced East Coast swing, this probably doesn't make any sense to you at all. Just promise, bear with me for just a minute. But the point is we have 3 separate intentions. Intention is something you intend to do or accomplish. So we are going this way. Now we are done doing that. We do a new thing as we go back, and then we rock in place and stay there, okay? So that is your basic East Coast swing step. The second thing we can do, pattern number 2, is I can turn her to the right or clockwise. Now, the reason why we're breaking things down into 3 sections of 2 beats of music is because anything she does, she's only going to do for 2 beats. That thing that she's doing has to start and finish within 2 beats of music. So when I turn her to the right, here's your 3 sections. For section 1, we're going to bring the hand up and prepare or prep for the turn. She has not turned yet, right? We're prepping the turn for section 1. Section 2, she has to start and finish the turn. Now that's done, and we rock in place. Now here's the cool thing about that. If you guys can do that every time, now listen to me, every time she turns clockwise or to the right, that's what she's gonna do. It's like, that's the thing, all right? So what we're gonna do now is if we go basic step, triple 1, there's 2, 3, we're gonna prep for 1, we're gonna turn her for 2, and then we rock for 3. That's 3 sections, 2 beats of music. Now, the third thing that we can have her do is turn to the left, or counterclockwise. So if we were in this position, and let's say we're doing a basic for section 1, section 2, and then section 3, she's gonna start and finish her turn when she turns to the left in the first section. That means that that turn is just gonna replace that first triple step. So we go turn for 1, now triple for 2, and rock for 3. Now every time she turns to the left, she turns for 1, she triples for 2, and she rocks for 3. Okay, now to break these down a little bit further before we get into the cool stuff we promised you guys, we have to talk about degree of turn. There's no specific degree of turn. East Coast swing is considered a rhythm dance. There's rhythm and there's smooth. So she's gonna turn to the right or she's gonna turn to the left, but here's some tips to make this easier. When I do turn her to the right, which is the first turn that we did, we started from a rock step, we prep. There is no turn here. Don't let anybody tell you there should be. But she's gonna turn 3/4 of a turn. That means if she's facing this wall, she will turn out and she'll end up facing the back wall. And I turn 1/4 triple step. So she does 3/4 and I turn 1/4 for a basic turn. When we turn to the left, we both switch sides. So we go half a turn, triple in place, rock, step. There's half a turn, triple in place, and rock step. Now that we got that out of the way, this is the stuff. Every time she turns to the right, it's going to follow that structure. And every time she turns to the left, it's going to follow that structure. And it doesn't matter what the pattern of variation is. So let me prove this to you. We determined the second turn we did was the left turn. So she has to start and finish her turn in the first triple step. So she goes turn, triple, rock. Now watch where this goes from there. So if we go rock step, she turns, she triples, she rocks. 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 So here's what you have to know, ladies. Are you turning to the left or turning to the right? Because every time you turn to the left, regardless of how he's holding your hands or what the stuff is that's happening, you're going to turn for the first triple and then triple in place for the second, and then you're going to rock for the third section. Now,
he really just did the same thing. He was just changing hands.
Yeah, it just,
part, yeah.
Well, sometimes I turn, sometimes I don't. I switch hands, but she just does the same stuff over and over, okay? If you approach it this way, it's a heck of a lot easier than thinking you have to learn all these patterns. Now, when she turns to the right, it follows the same structure every time. She preps for 1, she turns for 2, and she rocks for 3. So here's your basic right turn. So if we start from a rock step, she is going to prep for 1, turn for 2, rock for 3. But watch, prep for 1, turn for 2, rock for 3. Prep for 1, turn for 2, rock for 3. Prep for 1, turn for 2, rock for 3. Prep for 1, turn for 2, rock for 3. Prep for 1, turn for 2, rock for 3. All right, now, does this make sense? So, if she turns to the left, she starts and finishes a turn on section 1, then she triples in place, and then she rocks. If she turns to the right, she preps for the first triple, turns for the second triple, then rocks in place. Now you can start combining these things. So we take some of these basic patterns that some of you probably know. If we do the cradle or the wrap, it is a left turn followed by a right turn. So we rock step, she turns for 1, triples for 2, rock for 3. Here's a right turn. Prep for 1, turn for 2, rock for 3. Now it's a right turn followed by a left turn, hammerlock. Prep for 1, turn for 2, rock for 3. Here's a left turn. Turn for 1, triple for 2. We need to make cooler patterns. So this is a left turn. Turn for 1, triple for 2, rock for 3. Here's a right turn. Prep for 1, turn for 2, rock for 3. It's just the same stuff. So here's a left turn. She turns for 1, she triples for 2, she rocks for 3, she turns for 1, she triples for 2, she rocks for 3. Prep, turn, rock. And it doesn't matter what the pattern is. Okay, so that's your secret sauce.
Don't tell anybody.
And don't tell anybody the secret ingredients that go into that, but you can be awesome and everybody else can learn steps. Okay, so.
Does this make sense? Let us know down below if this is making sense.
If you guys have questions,
easy.
if you guys have an example of when this is not true, like tell me that that's not true, and I'd love to actually see that and break that down. All right, and so there is a fourth category which we're not getting into today, which is linear rhythm, which is triple step, rock step, completely different format. But 90% of everything you're doing in East Coast swing is either a basic step, turn it to the right, turn it to the left, and it's going to follow that same structure over and over and over. So. Hope that has been helpful for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And now we're gonna show you guys that to music a couple different times, and then we'll see you guys the next time.